that should be working now. I'd like to think. I would very much like to think it's decided it wants to work this time. Let me. Is that there? Then that's in the right spot now. Like to think. Yeah, there we are. So I can just get rid of this one. Edit. Delete. Yes, delete forever that one. Don't need that one anymore. And then we go in here. We'll go in here. Options. So I want to get the live video. Bro. YouTube's like the way YouTube work actually stresses me out, man. Like sometimes I just wish. Let me just put the headphones on to make sure that's all work. Oh no, that's about to just crash my whole thing. YouTube's like the way YouTube work actually stresses me out, man. Alright. Yeah, that should be fine. Alright, so let's just get the boring promo out of the way, and then I will officially start the stream. But yeah, if you haven't seen the lineup, obviously I've got that to the side there for all of you guys, man. Again, it's an unchanged team from the win against Liverpool, so yeah. It is unchanged from the win against Liverpool. 10 minutes till kickoff now. I don't need that up. Yeah, let's get the game up there. Let's see how the audio sounds on my phone. So you might hear a bit of a unchanged from the win. Yeah, that's calm. That's all good. That is all good. That is all perfect. Oh, perfecto. Perfecto. Boom. Boom. Get the live now on YouTube. There we are. That should all be good. That should all be good. Gonna go. Copy that. And there we go. There we go. That should all be done. Yeah, the chair's still on its last legs. The chair's still not in a good way. Let me move the mic a little bit. I think if I put that there, that there, that there, I think that's all good. Nothing should come crashing down. I hope nothing should come crashing down. I would very much like to hope nothing comes crashing down. If it does, then I don't know what to tell you. Gotta log in here. That was definitely the wrong password, wasn't it? Probably. I feel rusty, and I haven't even it's only been like 2-3 weeks since I last did this, but I feel like I forgot how to do everything. But yeah, I'll do that in a minute. There we go. But that should all be Should all be set up. That should all be good to go. Boom. Should be good to go. What are we now? 7 minutes away from kickoff. I just need to get all of this up so it's all, you know, we got no issues when the game starts. Should all be ready. I hope and I pray. Let me just check. Yeah, we all good. We all should all be good. Again, like I said, chair still on its last legs. RIP chair. It's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. It's not looking good at all, is it? But, you know, Liverpool dropped points again today. Another 3-0 loss for them. Arnie Slot's job's got to definitely be on the line at this point. Obviously, Arsenal play tomorrow. If I look at the table now, if I get the league table up quickly, just ever so quickly. A win today puts us 1 point behind Arsenal, with them playing in the North London derby tomorrow, and it's the North London derby. Anything could happen. Not that I have much hope for Spurs, but anything can happen in that fixture, and we all know that. So, you know, huge win today. Obviously, St James's Park's not the best place to go and be needing a win, but it's like, you know, and again, we're in good form. Newcastle aren't in great form, but then again, St James's Park is St James's Park. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, anything could happen here. So we just gotta hope for a good performance. Again, I'm happy with the team. I'm happy with the team that's been put out here by Pep. So, you know, we should be fine. We should be fine. Again, we'll go over it again. So obviously it's Donnarumma in goal. That's standard. You won't really expect anybody else. Again, he wasn't, you know, conceded 4 goals against Norway, but when you're playing against Erling Haaland, what can you do? Like, then we got Nunes at right back. Again, he's been in good form. He's been very good in the last 3 games. Diaz was good against Liverpool, same as Vardiol. Again, I've got the same issue as I always have with Vardiol. He's just not great in the air, defending aerially on the sort of halfway line. But other than that, he's solid. O'Reilly, again, exceptional. He was good in the 2 games he played for England as well. Captain Bernardo Silva, I think he's back to his best at the moment, or close to it. And I've been very happy with his performances recently, and that's coming from someone that wasn't a huge fan of Bernardo Silva last season. Phil Foden, again in that 8 role. Quality player, Phil's back to his best. What can you say? Baby Rodri, exceptional again. Nico's so good. And I'm hoping that he can put in a very, very good and tidy performance against what I can imagine is going to be an energetic Newcastle midfield. And then obviously we've got Doku, Shirky and Haaland up top, so we should be creating plenty of chances. But I'm going to quickly look at the Newcastle team, because I looked at it earlier. I can't remember exactly who they've got where. You know, again, they've got the usual midfield of Bruno Guimaraes, Tonali and Joe Linton, which is obviously a challenge for anyone, especially when you're playing at St James's Park. They've got Nick Pope in goal. You know, that gives me a bit of hope. Obviously Livramento, Shaw. Lewis Hall's obviously playing because Dan Burn did get a red card last time out. Voltemire, Murphy, Barnes, you know, Shaw, obviously a centre back as well next to Shaw. You know, again, it's a very typical. Is exactly how you'd expect Eddie Howe to set up his Newcastle side. But you know, it is, no matter the form. Like I said, no matter the form Newcastle in, you don't want to go to St James's Park, especially in the evening. Like it's going to be a difficult game of football, especially for our midfield. We don't have the most physical midfield. We've got a very technically good midfield, but our midfield is not as physical. Obviously, as Joe Linton and Guimaraes, I wouldn't say Tonali's the most physical player. He's more technically gifted than anything. But again, you know, when they want to, those 3 can work magic. But then again, I was very scared to play Newcastle at St James's Park last season when we had Kovacic, Gundogan and Bernardo. And we won, 4-0? Was it McAtee and an Omar hat-trick, I think? I think think that was who scored. I know Omar scored a hat trick, but I don't know if the last goal was scored by McAtee or not. I think it was, but you know, you have to correct me there if I was wrong. Yeah, should be good. We should be good. For some reason I'm watching Virgil van Dijk do an interview right now. I'm not a lip reader, so I don't know what he's saying. Can't be anything positive, because, you know, they were, from what I'm hearing, they were not good at all today. They were not good at all. So I'm going to be very interested to watch the highlights on that one earlier. Obviously, I watched a Chelsea game. Earlier this afternoon, and Chelsea weren't great. I don't think Chelsea were good, but they got themselves over the line. And that's kind of all that really matters. I think when I look at Chelsea and when I watch Chelsea play, the way I see Chelsea as a team, and the way they've kind of conduct themselves is when they're playing against a good team, they play at the level of that good team, and they're more likely to pull out a good performance. But when they play against a bad team, they also perform at the standard of that poor team. I saw it against Wolves and I saw it against Burnley. Obviously, 2 games they won, and that is the main thing. But some of the performances I saw from some of their players, you know, if you follow me on TikTok, you would have seen what I said about Liam Delap and João Pedro. Especially in today's game, I didn't think they were very good. I think Gittins, Gui when he came on the pitch, Neto, Santos. I thought they were all exceptional for Chelsea. But, you know, players like Badiashile, when he came on, I'm not a fan of Malo Gusto. I don't think Malo Gusto is that good of a player. You know, some people might argue that, you know. So I know some people think Gusto's good. Me personally, not a Gusto fan. Not a Gusto fan whatsoever. Never really have been, and I don't think I ever will. One moment. Whoa! That wasn't meant to happen. Let me just do that to stop that from happening again, because that was kind of nuts. Do I want the view account up there? I don't know. I don't know. I think it looks quite bland without it, but at the same time, you know, it's easier to just have all the stuff related to the game up there. So I don't know. But bam, what? Borrow the gate. Are we not? Oh, there they are. They're in the tunnel now. Bro, that St. James's Park tunnel is not somewhere I would not want to stand in pre-match. That's not, like, it doesn't look. That does not look like a comfortable space to be in. But I guess that's kind of the whole point, though, isn't it? Like, it's to intimidate the other team. Like, it's, you know. But, you know, even as a home player, like, that's not the sort of place I'd want to stand. Like, I bet it smells kind of crazy in there. Like, you know, especially after everyone's had their warm up. You know, it's a bit of a sweatbox, like. But, you know, got the players coming out. Some of our players look up for it. Some of them don't. I'm seeing a lot of heads down. I don't know if that's, you know, accepting defeat already, or that's them focused. Who knows? Yoskal's copying my style with the trim there, I see. But yeah, now come on, City. This big game. Very, very big game. Newcastle away is always a big game for any team. Their fans definitely look up for it. So let's hope their players aren't up for it, and our players are. But yeah, let me just make sure I've got everything ready for the clock and everything. I do have a bet on. I think it's something like, I'll check after I've got the time correct, because if you guys watch my watch-alongs regularly, you know I'm like, I get really annoyed if I don't have the clock bang on what they've got it on Sky Sports. I don't know why. No one probably pays attention to the clock that I've got up there, but, you know, it's one of those things. So again, we're going through the Newcastle lineup here. Obviously, Pope in goal, like I said. You've got Livramento, Shaw, and Lewis Hall. Obviously, Dan Burn is suspended at the moment. I don't know if that's probably a plus for Newcastle. From what I've heard anyway, from some of their fans aren't happy with Burns' performances this season. Obviously, the typical midfield, like I said, of Guimaraes, Tonali and Joe Linton, and Jacob Murphy, Voltemada, and Harvey Barnes up top, obviously. Jacob Murphy is a player that I think is very, very underrated in the Premier League. And I think he had a huge part in the success of Alexander Isak and the current success of Voltemada. I think Jacob Murphy's a very, very tidy winger. Nothing crazy special, but I think he's good, and he's definitely underrated. Obviously, we're going through the City team again, as you can already see on screen. It's Gianluigi Donnarumma in goal. Mateus Nunes at right back, with Ruben Diaz and Vardiol at centre back, with O'Reilly out on the left. Bernard Silva in the midfield as our captain, alongside Phil Foden and Baby Rodri. And then we've got Doku on the left, Shirky on the right, and Erling Haaland up top. I don't actually have a bet on for Erling Haaland to score today, which is... That's a picture of Ryan Aït-Nouri. Yo, why is Aït-Nouri on the graphic? That was Aït-Nouri. Nah, they've just... No way. Nah. Please tell me I wasn't the only one that saw that was Aït-Nouri there instead of Shirky. That's crazy. That's crazy. Someone's gonna lose their job for that, but that's funny. I looked up and I was like, that's not Shirky. That Shirky does not look like that. But yeah, no. I was like, but you know. It's kind of disappointing that Aït-Nouri doesn't get that much game time, but when O'Reilly's in the form that he's in, you can't drop him, can you? Like, I really was really excited to see Aït-Nouri come in at City. Obviously, he got injured and hasn't really been able to get into the team since, obviously, because of the success of Nico O'Reilly. And we knew how good he was from the end of last season. And it's good to see him get himself back into the squad again this season. And obviously it was very good to see him in the England squad as well. He could have had a filthy assist for Saka in the second game against, I think, was it the Albania game? He could have had a filthy assist where he flicked it over with like the back of his foot. But obviously Saka didn't score the chance. But other than that, he played a tidy game in both games he played. So big up to Nico, and hopefully we see him at the World Cup. But you know, obviously he's got more important things at hand, and that is today's trip to St James's Park, where City have us underway. We kick off the game. Let's wait till Sky's graphic comes up. Oh, and we're bang on time. Oh wait, we might be a second ahead. You know what? Forget about it. But yeah, City have the ball. We pumped it long from the goal kick from the kickoff when it went back to Donnarumma. We've now got it back with Donnarumma. I can imagine it's going to be a very slow game. Harvey Barnes shoots, and it is saved by Donnarumma. But that was not convincing. I didn't like that at all. That is a horrific start to the game. Donnarumma tries to pass it out. It's a weak pass to Foden. He gets bundled over by, I think, Joe Linton. Harvey Barnes runs onto it to shoot. Doesn't really get the connection he wants as he tries to slide it underneath Donnarumma, and Donnarumma makes a comfortable save. But that, again, not what you really, not exactly what you want to be seeing 50 seconds into the game, is it? But hopefully we can settle down and not do foolishness like that again. And hopefully Donnarumma's got that out of his system. That being said, Harvey Barnes is now running in behind again. But luckily the pass was overhit and it was claimed by Donnarumma. Yeah. Shirky now to Foden. He gets it to Nico, who has been fouled, and it is going to be a free kick to Manchester City. But back on the bet front, actually, if I get Bet365 up. Every time I look to go get Bet365 up, we're about to lose the ball in our half. Doku now, though, who almost shows too much of the ball to Voltemada, but he is able to get the pass off. Now it's Vardiol. And now Newcastle have the ball. Joe Linton now. He then plays a loose pass to Doku, who now plays in Erling Haaland. Nick Pope comes out and Haaland just completely mishits the shot. Nick Pope rushes out into no man's land, and I think he completely catches Haaland off guard, because it's a beautiful ball from Doku. Haaland is onside. Nick Pope comes rushing out, and Haaland tries to lift the ball over him while also like sort of guiding it around him, and he just completely mishits the execution of the shot. And that, yeah, he gets it over him, but the execution of that shot was poor. And you'd expect Haaland to do better there. But the bet I have on is 2 Guimaraes fouls, like 2 plus Guimaraes fouls, and he's already committed 1. 2 plus fouls won by Guimaraes, and him to be booked. You know, it's only small money on that, and a small return, but you know it is something nonetheless. We got Diaz now. This has been a real hectic start to this game, very, very hectic. And hopefully we can just calm things down a little bit, because obviously the Eddie Howe Newcastle press is suffocating us just a little bit, and we're panicking. So we just need to, you know, get some composure into this game and just sort of, you know, try to control possession. But here's Shirky now. He passes it back to Vardio, who then gets it to O'Reilly. O'Reilly to Gonzalez. And now it's Doku. Doku lose past to Shirky, but then City are able to get it back with Diaz. Diaz to Nico. And now it's O'Reilly. O'Reilly to Bernardo Silva. And then it's Nico again. And we're starting to calm it down a little bit now. Calm it down, like get comfortable in possession and just try force an opening. Newcastle are sat back deep in shape, but you know, we just got to take our time a little bit and try not to rush anything. Because, you know, we just need to keep it calm, man. For that first 3 minutes were a bit, you know, a bit too much for my liking, even if we did almost score. And Haaland definitely should have done better. But there's Foden, Shirky, O'Reilly, Doku. Doku with the cross in. It hits Nico, is that? And he's on the floor. No, it was Shirky. Now it's Foden. He loses out to a challenge from Joelinton. And now Newcastle can try play out. A good tackle by Doku. But Tonali instantly wins the ball back off Foden, and he motors forward with the ball. But it's won back by Nunes. And then Tonali puts it out for a Manchester City throw-in down on the right-hand side. Diaz gets it now. And he gets it to Gonzalez. Finds Shirky. Then goes to Doku. Then back to Nico. And now it's Bernardo Silva. We've got Doku sort of in the 10 position now, with Bernardo Silva out on the left. Now it's Doku. Then he finds Shirky. And Shirky finds Haaland. And Haaland tries to cut it back, but Livramento is there to block it, and it does go out for Manchester City to have a corner, the first corner of the game, 5.5 minutes in. And I think that was some decent play from us there. Again, we've kind of got a bit more control of the match now. And I'd hope to see us keep it that way. Again, it's a difficult place to come and dominate possession here. And not get dragged into a bit of a scrappy game, but that's just what we've got to do. We've got to keep it professional, and that doesn't look to be what's happened, because we've committed a foul in the box now. I don't know who that was. I think it was on Fabian Schär, but I don't know who was the culprit. It looks to be Ruben Diaz. Yeah, Ruben Diaz pushed Schär into the goal. I think they were both grappling kind of in front of Nick Pope. Schär didn't want Diaz to be stood on Nick Pope's toes, which is obviously understandable when defending a corner. And then, yeah, so we've got the corner to be taken again by Ryan Shirky. Corner comes in. It's headed out by Joelinton for yet another Manchester City corner. That was a poor corner, if I'm honest. That was not a great corner. But we go again. Take 2. Or take 3, whatever you want to call it. It comes in again, doesn't beat the first man, but Shirky gets the ball back again. Does a few step overs, gets into the box, goes for a shot, and it's straight at Nick Pope. I think he probably should have cut that one back to Foden there, if I'm honest. But, you know, he made Nick Pope semi have to work for it there. it was never going in, but you know, it was on target at least. So that's like the best thing you can say. That's the main positive you can take from that. Now it's Shirky again. O'Reilly. And again, that's what you get with Shirky, innit? He's a risk taker, whether you like it or not. It's a bit like Bruno. Sometimes when I watch Bruno Fernandes, I'm like, why has he done that? Why is he taking these unnecessary risks? But that's just how he plays as a football player. And when it comes off, and you can play an absolute masterclass, like you've seen Bruno doing many times for United. And then sometimes it just doesn't work for him at all, and he just pulls off an absolute stinker because he doesn't want to keep it simple. That's not in his sort of philosophy, really. So it's one of those where when it comes off, you look like a genius, but when it falls flat on his face, then you look a bit of an idiot. Like most things, really. But we've got Gvardiol steaming forward now. He cuts it back to O'Reilly, who then gets it to Nico, who looks to pass to Diaz, does pass to Diaz. Diaz shows too much of the ball to Joe Linton, but luckily City get the ball back, and now it's O'Reilly out on the left side. Diaz now. Mateus Nunes. Diaz looks to spray one out wide to O'Reilly. Is he going to be able to bring it down before Livramento gets there? He does. He is closed down though by Tino. And now it's Shirky. Oh wait, sorry, that was Bernardo Silva. Now it is Shirky though, who then tries to play it through to Foden, and it is intercepted by Shaw and goes out for a Manchester City throw-in. Bernardo Silva plays a loose pass into Doku, and Livramento gets it back again. We're starting to try rush openings here a little bit, and we're sort of playing into Newcastle's hands. Is that a City throw? Because I could have swore that came off Tonali. It did come off Tonali, and it is going to be a City throw. City have completed 76 passes already compared to Newcastle's 11. And it doesn't feel like that. I don't know. I guess it's because a lot of our completed passes are like just like sort of one touch close passes. But I just feel like a lot of our through balls and like, you know, trying to play people through it's not coming off in the final third. Again, we've just tried to play a lofted switch ball to O'Reilly, and it's been put over his head, which takes some doing, because he stands at like 6'3", like he's a tall lad. Like, playing a switch ball over his head shows that it's kind of dark for you. Highlighting now that Pep's only had one defeat against Eddie Howe in 18 appearances, and when was that? I'm trying to think when that was. You know, I can't think when that defeat was off the top of my head. Yeah, no idea. Because I'm thinking of when the time I'm thinking we lost. It must have been Rafa as their manager, I think. How long has Eddie Howe been at Newcastle? Yeah, no, it had to have been Rafa. Had to have been their manager at the time, I think. I don't know. I'm gonna have to double check that. But the one I'm thinking of is I think we scored in the first minute. And then I think it was Richie scored 90th minute to make it 2-1. Or something like that late on. And I think it was a penalty. But I'm not too sure who their manager was at the time. I just know Aguero scored in the first minute. Lewis Hall's been played in behind Nunes, who's been caught in no man's land. The cross comes in. It's headed clear by Bernardo Silva, but only as far as Livramento. Doku then does intercept Livramento's pass to Murphy. And then he tries to dribble his way out of trouble, but gets tackled again by Livramento, and Newcastle have the ball back. Nunes is pushing up quite a bit, and I don't think he's checking over his shoulder and checking in his wing mirrors, because he keeps having people run in behind him when he steps up to try help the press. Nico's now lost the ball, and now it's Barnes to run at Nunes. I can imagine he'll have Hall on the overlap, which he does. He doesn't use him initially, but then as he gets doubled up on, he does pass it there, and now they play a 1-2. Now it's out to Bruno. Sideways pass to Livramento now, out on the left. Now it's Murphy. Voltemada had a very, very good save there by Donnarumma. I didn't want to say anything in case there was anyone to tap the rebound in, but Voltemada gets a free header out on City after a cross out on Newcastle's right side, City's left from Murphy. And again, that's what I say. His deliveries from out wide are exceptional, Jacob Murphy. Vardiol couldn't get there. It lands straight on Voltemada's head, and luckily Gianluigi can get down quick enough to get a hand to it and parry it out of danger. But Newcastle come again now with Joe Linton. And now the ball's been played through to Lewis Hall. Is Diaz going to get there in front of him? He's not. Lewis Hall goes to ground. It did look like a weak challenge from Diaz, and he Hall looked to make the most of it. But, you know, I'd have to see a replay. But from the angle I saw, that did not look like a penalty, and he just looked like he was trying to get something out of another. Yeah, that's not a penalty for me. He's barged him, and then Hall's kind of kicked the floor as he's went to try get the cross in and keep the ball in play, and he's hit the deck, and he's appealed for it because, you know, you don't buy a ticket, you don't win the raffle. You know what I mean? But the ref goes to get the game back underway again, I think, with a goal kick from Gianluigi. 13 minutes into this game. Limit now. Vardiol now. Hits it long to Doku. Livramento heads it. Livramento again now. Plays it to Murphy, who then tries to play it inside to Voltemada. It deflects back out wide, and then Vardiol can see it back to Donnarumma, who hits it long to Haaland. Tries to bring it down for Doku, does. Doku again then goes back to O'Reilly, who's probably going to go back to Donnarumma here. Or not, he's going to... No, he does go back to Donnarumma. Donnarumma hits it long. Haaland's beat to the ball by Shaw. And now it's Fabian Schär. Fires one into Guimaraes, who takes on 3 and is fouled by Nico G and wins a free kick. And he's not booked though. Usually Gonzalez is booked on his first foul, but this one, actually it was probably committed by Doku, if I'm honest. There looked to be more contact there by Doku. Obviously Diaz originally slid in, Guimaraes beat that challenge, and then as Nico and Doku sort of conversed on him, he hit the deck. And Newcastle get the free kick with Tonali standing over it, and they look to go long. Again, I think of that equaliser against Liverpool from a position like this, where Konate didn't deal with the ball into the box and well enough, and they got themselves back into the game. And I'm just hoping that's not what happens here. Newcastle do get to the first ball. We get to the second, and then Vardiol's able to see it back to Donnarumma. He's able to pick the ball up and keep it in his hands. Now it's Nunes. Shirky fouled by Joe Linton, and that could be a yellow card potentially. See that again. Shirky picks up the ball, takes one touch, and yeah, he just has Joe Linton just crashing into him. Not really any intent to win the ball, but you don't really tend to say that when Joe Linton commits a foul. There's never really any intent to win the ball. He just wants to go crashing into someone. But now it's Doc who picks it up in the 10 row. He keeps running. He brushes off Joe Linton, and then he passes it to Haaland. Haaland shoots, blocked by Livramento, and now it's Bernardo Silva. And that was good from Doku to brush past Joe Linton like that in the middle. And he's very dangerous when he picks up the ball centrally. And I kind of like that new role that he's playing this season. But Nunes plays it out wide to Foden, who crosses it in, and there's no one really there to meet it. Livramento then is made to clear it, and only as far as O'Reilly who intercepts. O'Reilly now to Vardiol. Now it's Diaz. Now it's Doku again picking up the ball up inside, and he plays it through to Phil Foden. How has he missed? How has he missed? The City players are calling for a penalty, but I'm thinking to myself, how is... Oh, my hairline's on show. Don't watch that. Don't watch that. Don't watch that. I'm not too sure. I'm going to need to see that again. So Doku again, excellent to pick up the ball. He plays a beautiful ball into Foden. Foden shoots and then has Shah crashing into him. Does Shah get anywhere near the ball? No, he doesn't. Foden shoots and Shah just goes straight in to Foden's ankle. It's a poor shot from Foden. He probably did rush it because he saw Shah coming in, but he has to do better there, if I'm honest. City players are calling for a penalty. I don't think anything's going to be given there because Foden had already taken the shot. And it'll probably be a goal kick. But, you know, there was definite contact on Foden's ankle there by Fabian Schär. I think VAR might be having a look at it. I'm not 100% sure. They're having a look. If I watch the replay again, beautiful pass, good touch. Yeah, he probably does rush the shot because he sees Shah coming in. Again, that's not really an excuse. I think he definitely needs to at least be getting that on target. It's reckless, though. It is reckless. Definition of last ditch. But yeah, no, nothing's been given, and it does look to be a goal kick. It is a goal kick, yeah. You know, I didn't think a penalty was going to be given for that. The ball had already been played. Foden really had to do better. He had to. But yeah, we're back underway. Shah goes long. He finds Tonali in behind. Donnarumma rushes out to meet it and almost slams into O'Reilly. I don't think he really needed to come out and rush to that. If I'm being totally honest, if I'm being totally honest with you, that was a bit rash. And he's been doing that in the last few games. There have been some rash and reckless moments from Donnarumma off his line, and I'm waiting for disaster to strike. That's Shirky. He hits one long for Haaland to chase. And it's put out for a City throw-in. But yeah, no, that was a bit crazy from Donnarumma to come crashing out of his goal there. What have we got on here? Anything on there? No. Boom. Now it's Bernardo Silva. Plays it to O'Reilly, who's got Doku inside of him. O'Reilly just about keeps it on the pitch. And then he goes to Doku. Finds Bernardo Silva. Now it's Joskau. And now it's Diaz. Diaz finds Nunez all alone out on this right hand side. Can he go for a cross? He doesn't. He goes back inside, this time to Gonzalez. And now it's Bernardo. O'Reilly now out wide, and he seems to be taking up the whole left flank, with Doku playing more of an inside sort of role as like a half winger instead of being like all the way out on the touchline, which, you know, he has produced some good moments already in this game from those positions, so I don't really mind it too much. Now it's Silva inside to Doku. Skips past one Doku, skips past two, the shot is blocked. He raises his hands to call for handball. It did not look like a handball. Now it's Doku again. He's pulled back by Livramento, but ends up losing the ball, and there wasn't really enough in it for it to be a foul. And Newcastle have the ball again. Not for long. They tried to switch the ball out to Barnes. Goes over his shoulder, out for a City throw. But yeah, Doku again has started the game as probably our best player. Only person really making things happen so far. Let's look at this shot again. He does shoot, does hit Chow's arm. Natural position, I'd say. Again, no penalty. Yeah, I wouldn't say so. Nah, not for me. Not for me personally. Haaland wins it back. Now it's Foden. Gets out to Shirky. He's got Livramento to beat. He then gets it back to Foden. Now Diaz. Shirky. Nunez. Shirky. Nico. Diaz. Nunez. Now it's Vardio. Bernardo Silva, O'Reilly, Foden, Nunez again, back to Foden. He should already be on the... Like, we should be 2-0 up, really. From both chances we had from Haaland and Foden, we should 100% be 2-0 up by now. So if Newcastle end up taking the lead, I'm going to be fuming. But, you know, positive thoughts. That's not going to happen. Now it's Hall. Barnes. Skips past Shirky. Plays it inside to Voltemada. Gonzalez just about gets a touch to the ball, but it goes back out to Guimaraes. Pings one out to Murphy, and you know exactly what he wants to do. He crosses it in. Goes all the way back out to Lewis Hall, who can try his luck, but instead passes it inside to Bruno. Bruno skips past Foden, and then it's back to Fabian Schär. Hall now. You know, Newcastle just trying to keep the ball here. Again, kind of a lot of what we're doing. Well, both teams are just trying to force the other team into making a mistake instead of kind of creating the chance for themselves. They're waiting for their opponent to sort of create the chance for them. And Doku wins the ball back from Tonali. He then gets a hand to the face from Tonali, and it will be a free kick, but I don't think it'll be anything more than that. Bernardo Silva on the free kick. Obviously, Doku's already created 3 chances this match, and obviously the 2 people behind him are Murphy and Silva with 1 each. So again, like I said, the stats are backing up the fact that I think Doku's been the best player to start his first 25 minutes. Now it's Haaland, Shirky, O'Reilly, Shirky again. Wins a foul now from, was that Tonali again or was that Voltemada? I'm not actually too sure where the contact came from, or even if there was that much contact, if I'm being totally honest. Let's have a little look at that again. So he skips past Voltemada. No, it is from Voltemada. He skips past him and he just leaves his sort of foot on his ankle. Yeah, that's a foul. Oh, it's Shirky. Tries to backheel one round the corner to Haaland. It doesn't exactly work, and now Barnes is rushing through, and he's got Voltemada ahead of him, and Voltemada shoots, and again it's a big save from Donnarumma, and that was really poor defending from Nunez and Diaz as a collective there, and it was poor for Shirky to give the ball away. But now it's Haaland. He gets out to Bernardo Silva, who I think is just about on something. No, he's offside. I thought he was just about able to get himself back onside. But if we go and look at this Voltemada chance again, no, never mind. No, Newcastle are coming forward again, so we don't even get chance for the replay. What I will say is, though, both of the chances Voltemada has had, I think Ederson would let in, so it's huge props to Donnarumma for making the save. Diaz hits it off Joe Linton. I think that will be a throw-in. Yeah, now we're looking at it. So it's a good ball from Tonali to Barnes. Nunez isn't strong enough. Vardio and Diaz don't know anything about Voltemada rushing through behind them. You know, they're both concentrating on Barnes, which is poor. Is poor. I understand Diaz doing it, but Vardio, in my opinion, has to be watching Voltemada's run across him there and alerting Diaz that he's, you know, making ground behind him and he's going to get to that ball. But again, good save by Donnarumma. Now it's Shirky. Gives the ball away. This press is really getting to City now. And Tonali whips in across. Claimed by Donnarumma. And he instantly throws it out for O'Reilly to run onto. But it looks like Livramento is going to get there first, which he does. And now it's Guimaraes who plays it back through to Tonali, and it's a brilliant tackle by Vardiol. And it's going to be a corner to Newcastle. I think. That looks like it was a corner. Livramento's just got back up to his feet after that challenge from Vardio, and it is going to be a corner, and it's going to be Lewis Hall out to take it, I think. Again, like the stream if you haven't already. Keep liking the stream. Share the stream as well. We've got Lewis Hall over this corner as we approach the half-an-hour mark. Still Newcastle 0, City 0. City have had 2 golden opportunities to take lead, and so have Newcastle. Both of Newcastle's have been denied by an excellent save from Donnarumma, and both of City chances have been squandered by the people taking the shots. If I'm totally honest. Nick Pope's long ball is going to go out for a goal kick. Again, we need to be testing Nick Pope. I don't think he's that good of a shot stopper. Like, he's not as good as he used to be anyway. He's definitely declined in recent years, and I think, I saw it against Arsenal. Like when they were playing Arsenal, I thought he was playing very, very well, and then he just gave up the ball for Gabriel's winner. He just gave up the ball, which led to and he gave it up easily. Really, he didn't have to try play the ball out quickly. No one was ready for him to play it quickly, and yeah, he just sort of squandered possession. But up until then, I thought he was having a good game, but. Like I say, he's not as good as he used to be, and we definitely need to be testing shots at his goal. Now it's Lewis Hall, blitzes past 2, then cuts back. Now it's Bruno, goes for a long ball switch to Livramento. Livramento brings it down. Livramento again now. Now it's Bruno, Lewis Hall, and it's out to Barnes. Crosses it in, headed clear by Diaz, and now it's Shirky on the ball to try bring it forward. Tries to take it past Bruno. Bruno intercepts it, goes out for a City throw-in, but Bruno celebrates the block as you'd expect him to in a game like this at St James's Park. Now it's Nunez. We're really struggling to get back into this game now. These last 5-10 minutes, we've been shaky. We've let Newcastle's press to suffocate us. We keep making stupid mistakes as we try to pass it out like that from O'Reilly. Very, very poor pass. Livramento is just having the time of his life intercepting all of these balls. Now it's Murphy who plays it across to Harvey Barnes, and how has he missed? How has Harvey Barnes missed? How? Man City should be 1-0 down. I do not understand how Harvey Barnes has missed from there. To put it into perspective for you guys that are not watching the game, the ball goes out to Murphy, who is offside, so the goal wouldn't have counted anyway. The cross comes in. Barnes is onside from the cross. All he has to do is tap this ball in from just outside the 6-yard box, right, into the corner, and he puts it wide. Again, like I said, Murphy offside, so it wouldn't have counted, but you have to be putting that in the back of the net nonetheless. And again, that should be another warning sign that we need to wake up and stop playing sloppy balls out from the back. We have won a free kick now. And hopefully we can sort of finish this last 15 minutes of the first half with a bit of style. Because they're making us panic. We look shaky. We look very, very shaky at the moment. Ball goes out to O'Reilly, who's out there just with Livramento, but he cuts it back to Doku. Doku wants to come inside, but he passes it to Bernardo Silva. Now it's O'Reilly. Silva. Nico. Foden. Nico. Vardio. Now it's Diaz. Now Vardiol again. Now it's Diaz. Now it's Nunez. Plays the ball around the corner to Shirky, and Shirky's got green grass to run into. Slows it down a little bit. Plays Nunez on the overlap. Nunez goes to cut it back. Fabian Schär gets across to tackle him and see out for a corner. Would like to see some better corners. The first 3 we had from Shirky were not good enough, and we've got Foden coming out now. But you know, I don't expect much from City corners. We're terrible at corners, terrible at corners. I can't remember the last time we were a threat from corners. It's never been our strong suit really under Pep. Corner comes in. Diaz is claiming he's been fouled by Shah. I think is there another corner to come in again? Again, going to be Phil Foden to take it. Well, I prefer us to go short at this point. Because the balls into the boxes clearly don't work. But we are going to hit it into the box again. It's probably going to be not beat the first man. Yep, again headed clear by Newcastle. It's headed back into the box, and again it's headed clear. Shirky shoots and puts it wide. So yeah, we need to stop putting corners into the box, because again, I don't remember the last time we had any success from us doing that. If I'm being totally, I honestly don't remember the last time we scored from a corner. And deliveries from Shirky and Foden just not good enough. We haven't beat the first Newcastle player once in the what 4 or 5 corners we've taken. What's my bet saying? Oh, so he's got the 2+ tackles for Bruno. Just need him to win. Hale, never mind. Newcastle deal with that one well. Just need him to get booked and commit 1 more foul and win 2 more fouls. But yeah, we're 10 minutes away from half-time now. Still Newcastle 0, City 0. City are starting to get back into this game a little bit, but like I said, our corners haven't been good enough, and I just feel like our final pass as well in the final third. And even when we get the pass right, the finishing hasn't been good enough. But now it's O'Reilly in the box, who cuts it back to Haaland, and it's a good save by Nick Pope. Very, very good save. And again, that was a good pass. That was a very good pass from O'Reilly, but I just think, you know, Haaland took the shot first time, and he just had to hit it with as much power as he could. And Nick Pope stood strong, stood firm, and he won the ball. Well, not won the ball, saved the ball. Got a foul here by Vardiol on Voltamada. And then we show the replay again. It's Doku. Plays O'Reilly. Beautiful pass to O'Reilly. Beautiful cutback by O'Reilly. And it's a good save by Nick Pope. He just sort of stands tall, stands firm, and just lets it hit him in the chest, and Newcastle can, you know, relieve all the pressure. Got Nick Pope with a free kick now to launch it into City's half for Newcastle. 10 minutes of standard time left in the first half. Headed clear by Haaland. But now it's Tonali. Tonali tries to loft it back across. Nunes didn't see that Barnes was over his shoulder, but Barnes couldn't take the ball round Nunes. Nunes' clearance again intercepted by Schär. Now it's Hall. Now it's Barnes. Now it's Fabian Schär. He's then tackled by Haaland, who just rushed all the way back. And then the ball's hit long for Doku. And again, Newcastle get it back because we're playing with no urgency and we just keep panicking with the ball. And we're doing exactly what Newcastle want us to do. Now here's Jacob Murphy. Livramento, Murphy. He has O'Reilly see the ball out for a goal kick. And again, we just need to just keep the ball, be composed on the ball, and stop with these silly, just lose passes because we're panicking when we're getting pressed by Newcastle. Because we're just playing ourselves into trouble. And again, that's exactly what they want us to do. We're crumbling to the pressure. That was a poor kick from Donnarumma, and Newcastle have the ball back once again. This is not good. This has not been an enjoyable watch for me personally. Livramento, Tonali. Now it's Murphy again. Voltemada's making his way into the box. You know exactly what Murphy wants to do here. This time Vardiol blocks the cross and it's going to be another corner for Newcastle. You know, as soon as Murphy gets the ball, you know exactly what he wants to do. He wants to find that cross into the box because he's so good at doing that. He's got the big man to aim for, and he's going to have the beating of both Diaz and Vardiol in the air. So you just got to stop the cross. That's all you can do. You can stop the cross or hope that Voltemada gets the header wrong. But here comes the corner, and again they're way more equipped for attacking corners than we are. And I bet you any money Tonali beats our first defender. Fair enough. He beat Foden, but he didn't beat Nunes. And then Hall's just lofted that into Donnarumma's head. And so fair enough. That also was a terrible corner from Tonali. That was awful. Now it's O'Reilly. He's got Doku ahead of him. Does pass to Doku. And Doku tries to go around Murphy, and he's just having none of it. Not being impressed with this first half, if I'm honest. Foden and Haaland both should have scored. We're giving up too many easy chances for Newcastle. Voltemada's had 2 excellent chances, which have both drawn good saves from Donnarumma. Barnes should have scored within the first 50 seconds even. Haaland brings that one down beautifully and then is fouled by Fabian Schär on the halfway line, as he had Cherki and Doku running ahead of him. But now it's Doku to run at Livramento, beats Livramento, and then Livramento, as he goes to go around in the second time, Livramento recovers. But now it's Doku, wins the ball off with Tonali, but then passes it straight to Voltemada. And then Tonali's brought down by O'Reilly, and it's going to be a free kick for Newcastle inside their own half. The first half thoughts, Joe, it's not been good. It's actually this has been one of the least enjoyable 45 minutes of football I've seen this season. I think we're giving away the ball too easily. We're giving into the Newcastle press a lot. Sorry, they've shown Kieran Trippier on screen. I completely forgot he still played for Newcastle. They win every second ball because we panic and just play long passes out with no accuracy. We've had 2 clear-cut opportunities which both should have went in. Haaland absolutely scuffed the first one, and Foden panicked when Schär came lunging in. It's not been good enough. And Nunes and Diaz are not watching the runs in behind from Barnes and Voltemada. Nah, because at least Chelsea scored within the first 45 minutes against Burnley. But that was bad. That was really bad. Here's Haaland now. Still Haaland. Now it's Gonzalez. Nunes. Oh, never mind. He's also panicked and turned around because that seems to be the only thing we can do. Diaz, Foden. Cherki, Foden. Foden plays a long ball, nice long ball over the top to Nunes, who miscontrols it, and it goes out for a Newcastle goal kick. It's just not good. It's not good. We're playing into Newcastle's hands. We're doing exactly what they want us to do. Leeds versus Villa, Super Sunday, 1 p.m. I am not watching that. I mean, I can't watch that anyway. I'm at work, but even if I wasn't at work, I'm not watching that. Fair enough. It's important for every Premier League team to be on TV and give their fans that can't go to games the chance to watch them. But Leeds, Aston Villa. Oh, here's Foden now. He's got Haaland running ahead of him. Cherki catching up. Foden, Cherki cuts it back to Foden. How has he missed, man? No way. What am I watching? How do you miss that? Phil, what is happening? He probably could have played Foden there. Haaland there, he doesn't. He plays it to Shirky. Shirky does well to find him again. And how have you missed? Fundamentally, I do not understand how you have not put that in the back of the net. That's a sitter. That is so bad. I don't even have the words to describe how bad that is. Phil. Oh. Now it's Shirky. He loses the ball, but Foden wins it back. He then loses the ball again. Bro, how has he missed? Like, I don't get it. I don't understand how he hasn't put that in the back of the net. Now it's Nico. He plays the ball to O'Reilly. 2 minutes of normal time left to play. Still Newcastle 0, City 0 somehow. We should have scored at least 3. Foden's had 2 absolute sitters that he's missed, and I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed at all. But here's Doku. He can run at Murphy, skips past Murphy, puts the cross into Haaland, and he once again doesn't get good enough connection on it, and it goes out for a goal kick. Oh, what am I checking here? How much does he go for? One moment. I wanna get footbin up now, but I've got a feeling if I get footbin up, I'm gonna miss the fact that I'm gonna miss Newcastle scoring or something. But how much does Rio go for? That's dark. That's really dark. What pack did you get him out of as well? Here's Diaz. That was Vardio. He does not go for 1.3 mil. One moment. No. I don't believe that for a second. He does not go for... We are terrible. Saying that, Haaland has the ball. Now it's Nico G. Now it's Doku to run onto. Nah, Pope. Does he not want to come up? Oh, fuck no. He goes... Alright, well, fair enough. He goes for 1.4 mil. That's nuts. That's... What did you... Nah, that's... I might need to go open one of those. 2 minutes of additional time to be played at the end of the second half. We've got a City free kick here. Fucking Rio Ferdinand. Do you still have Carragher in the club? Because you might need to run those two as a centre-back pairing. Foden over the free kick. Please, can we just have something nice to end off this first half? Please, can we just have one nice thing in this world? Foden. Oh. I don't even have the words to describe how disappointing what I just watched was. And now here come Newcastle. Voltamad is in. No, he's not. Well dealt with by Nunes. And now Donnarumma should pick this up. I can't deal with this. This is bad. I don't have the vocabulary to describe how disappointed I am right now. The who SBC? Let me... What SBCs am I missing here? Oh, Oh, I will be doing that SBC as well. How much is that SBC? That's going in my club as well. I didn't know Medina had a special card. That is halftime though. And that was a disgraceful first half. That was a disgraceful first half. Now, let me actually have a look at the stats on this card now. Yeah, that's stupid. Yeah, that's 3 flashbacks now. Well, that's 4 flashbacks in the squad now because I'm going to have Dzeko, I'm going to have Sane when I get around to finishing it. Gundogan. Yes, please. But yeah, no. Back to the game. That was disgraceful, and I don't really have many words to describe that. I'm gonna see what Twitter's telling me, but that was poor. That was really, really, really poor. From the boys, that was really, really poor. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of the same sort of talking points that I'm bringing up because it's just not good enough. What I am gonna spend this halftime break doing is I'm actually gonna watch Liverpool highlights. So you're not getting any halftime analysis from me because I don't know if I can bring myself to talk about that first half any more than I already have because that was disgusting. That was disgraceful. So instead, we're gonna laugh at Liverpool. Because I don't know if I'm getting a happy ending to my evening. Right, Forest already start the game defending with their lives, but can you really blame them when they've got Dyche as their manager? Liverpool have had 4 shots there, and they were all blocked by a Forest player. Apparently, like the second goal that they had ruled out Forest, it shouldn't have been disallowed. But also apparently Forest's first goal. Right. The thing is, yeah, Joe, I'm gonna answer your question in a minute. Let me just continue watching Liverpool get cooked. Blimey, no, that's a crazy deflection from that Szoboszlai shot. But yeah, here's the Murillo goal. Let's have a little look. Oh yeah, I mean, the players stood in a very similar spot to where Robertson was stood. For Van Dijk's goal that was disallowed. But one thing I'd probably say is he really blocking? I don't think he's really blocking where Alisson's looking. And he hasn't really had an impact on what's happened there. So I think that's a perfectly fine goal. Now let's look at his second one that got disallowed by is it Jesus that scored? It just went in, and apparently it touches his shoulder. Apparently he touches it down with his shoulder. He doesn't even hit his arm. Tell you what, VAR have an absolute mare there disallowing that. That touches him there. Like that's not your hand. That's crazy. The fact that that's disallowed is crazy work. Yeah, that defending for Forest's actual second goal is also criminal. I just don't see, like, even from watching Liverpool obviously last weekend, well, not last weekend, the weekend before, even, my bad, and when we beat them, they just don't look good enough. They don't look like they're playing with any sort of chemistry or sort of tactics at all. Like, they're so easy to carve open. That Gibbs White goal is a disgrace. No, one moment. That Gibbs White goal is a disgrace, right? So, one moment. Let me just get the still image up of where he picks this ball up. And let me get this on the screen, right? Let me get this on the screen. Let me get my face cam. I can't remember how to do this. I'm bugging out. Oh, okay, that's there. So I want to minimize that one. Where, I can't remember. 2 secs. I just realized what's going on here. Display capture. Okay. What the? Yeah. Okay. So let's just look at where Gibbs White is here, right? Let's have a little look. Let me get my. Let's get it. Where is the Liverpool defender that's meant to be marking him? Right? If I was to like even roll it back a frame from when the shot is taken, right? He's still in so much space. Like what's happening here? What's going on? Like it's a good save from Alisson, yeah. Obviously, he's gonna parry that out into a danger zone, and then again, there's no. What's this? What am I looking at? This looks like for once Van Dijk is actually pushing out to try and tackle someone and block a shot, which is good to see. You don't usually see that, right? But yeah, no, that's crazy. That's criminal. That's criminal. That's criminal defending. And no, yeah, they don't. You even look at Nico Gonzalez's goal against them in the last match, right? Van Dijk literally just stands there and lets the ball hit off his leg and go in because they don't want to get out to defend. Like you say, Joe, with Caicedo's goal. Like, why is no one... You know Caicedo has the ability to hit that from range, and you're not getting out to sort of block that. And, you know, you see it time and time again with Liverpool. Like, their defenders are lazy. Konate's not good enough. Van Dijk's lazy when it comes to defending. I don't think... You know, Saka doesn't want to come back and defend and help out. They've got Szoboszlai playing right back, and he's probably their best player, and they're playing him right back out of position. Isak again played today, and I don't think he did anything because they didn't get the ball to him. Obviously, Vert's out injured. You know, it's just not good, is it? It's just not good. And I think he should lose his job. And I think what makes it different from him and Pep last season, because obviously City did this exact same thing last season, and when I look at it, is Pep just come off the back of winning 4 Premier League titles in a row, right? And he signed 2 players in that transfer window, which wasn't good enough. You know, we should have signed more players than just Savinho and Gundogan on a free, right? So that was our fault, right? But when you come off the back of winning 1 Premier League in your debut season, which is obviously an incredible achievement, right? And you break the British transfer record twice in the same window, and then you pull out performances like this. So he's basically bought a bunch of players that he doesn't know how to use, because only one of his new signings, I think, has been any good, and that was Ekitike in the first few games. I think Kerkez is a disaster. Frimpong's always injured. Verts, I just don't see it, and Isak doesn't get the ball, and he's not fit, and Isak isn't fit due to his own faults of refusing to train. Like, you spent all that money. None of those players have improved your team. The person that spearheaded you to the title win last season is not playing well enough. Your best attacker, bar Ekitike, is Chiesa, and he's not giving him any game time when it matters. So what's the point? Like, I don't really get what Slot's trying to do. And then the excuses he makes after games are laughable. So yeah, I think personally he has to lose his job. Like, there's not much else I can say other than the fact that he needs to lose his job, and he needs to lose his job quickly, because it's just not it's not good enough from him at all. Just, this is poor, really poor. And I don't really think he can turn it around either, because you shouldn't really be losing 3-0 to Forest in the form that they're in at home. That's sort of unforgivable. Like, I think back to some of the results we had last season. There was only one where I think we got embarrassed. The thing is though, as well, Joe, is yeah, you say that like who comes in, like at some point that sort of conversation has to leave your mind. I think there's a period of time where I think he's spent a lot of money, he's not getting the results, he's clearly too scared to drop Salah despite the fact that Salah's not performing very well. His best player arguably is Chiesa, his best attacker. He doesn't give him game time. So like, even though there's no good replacements in the market right now to come in and replace him, I think he's too scared to drop players. So players aren't scared of him, so they're not exactly going to play for him. His man management of his best attacker at the moment is laughable. And I just think you'd have to just bite the bullet and just be like, just sack him and be like, yeah, well, we're going to have to just chill with an interim for a bit. Because, like, I don't know who comes in. Like, the answer is, like, I don't know who comes in. Because I don't even know who's available. I don't think there is anyone really that good that's available at the moment. And I mean, yeah, I just don't think. No, there's no one off the top of my head that's any good that will come in. So they couldn't bring anybody in, which is also kind of bad. So it's like a lot of the top managers at the moment have jobs, and like you wouldn't want to bring someone in that's not proven, given the state that they're in and the situation they're in. Well, sorry, they're showing this folder miss again. I don't know how he's missed. Gerrard at the wheel. I mean, I think Gerrard at the wheel goes as well as Frank's return to Stamford Bridge after getting sacked the first time. That's still I think that's still hands down the craziest thing I've ever seen a club do, was when you brought back Frank after sacking Potter. I think that's some of the craziest stuff I've seen a football club do in my time on this earth. Because he's not good. Well, no, actually, I tell a lie. Actually, I think they lost today. I was about to compliment him in the Championship, but didn't Coventry lose today? Oh, no, they won. They ended up coming back and winning, actually. My bad. So, you know, he's doing a good job at Cov, but I just think, like, the Premier League, like, Chelsea was obviously too big of a step for him the first time, but he would have been an idiot to turn down the job, given, like, the fact, like, of, you know, his history at the club. But the Everton job was crazy for him. That one was actually like a step too far, and it didn't make sense, because I feel like he was out of his depth at Everton, and there was no emotional ties to make him want to go to Everton. Whereas you see him at Derby, and you see him now at Cov. He can do it in the Championship, and I just think he needs to still spend more time in the Championship, sort of adapting his craft and sort of like, you know, refining it really, before he can then step up back into the Premier League, because I still don't think he's Premier League ready. But he's a good coach. Like, you know, like it's undeniable. After you saw what he did at Derby originally, was obviously very unlucky not to take them up. And what he's doing at Cov now, he clearly is a good coach. Just there's a difference between being a good coach and a Premier League coach, especially with how competitive the league is now. Maybe like a few years ago, like even before he got the Chelsea job the first time, like a year or two before that, he would have done well in the Premier League, because there wasn't that many good coaches really in the Premier League when you think about it, compared to the level of coaching in the Premier League now, and like how competitive it is now, and the fact that there's not really many easy games in the league now. And again, yeah, if Cov obviously get promoted, he should obviously stay with them in the Prem, but I just think a move to the Prem would be stupid. Again, after what's happened before, it's kind of like Rob Edwards really, where I think, like, you know, you're doing well in the Championship at the moment. Do you really want to go to the Prem? Especially with the absolute like car crash of a team he's got to go into. Edwards, that is. I mean, Joe, we saw that when we watched the Chelsea Wolves game. They're terrible. They're absolutely atrocious. So it's going to be interesting to see how long he's in a job for at Wolves, because I think, unfortunately, inevitably for Edwards, he's going to get sacked, because Wolves just aren't good enough. They just simply are not good enough. Like, you even saw with Burnley today. At least Burnley put up a fight. At least Burnley kept that game respectable. At least Burnley were able to string more than 2 passes together. Like, you know, there's bad teams in this league, but they're all more competent than Wolves. Every team in this league is more competent than Wolves. They're just not good. Not good. Even West Ham. West Ham are terrible. But, you know, they've got a good coach. And they've got players that can, like, pull them out of a hard time. Obviously, in Paqueta, Bowen, and players like that can muster up a moment of magic. I think of Wolves, and I think their good players are Gomez, Strand Larsen, and that's really it off the top of my head. I don't think anyone else is very good. And Strand Larsen can't win a game by himself. I mean, we saw that against Chelsea. Yeah, it was 100% career suicide from Edwards to go to Wolves. But I think he's from the Midlands, though. Like, if I was to quickly Google where Rob Edwards is from, yeah, Rob Edwards is from Telford, so it kind of makes a little bit of sense as to why he's went there. Why he's, yeah. Why he's went there, because obviously he's from around there, and I can imagine his family still live there, so that makes a bit more sense when you look at it. But from a strictly footballing sort of point of view, stupid decision, absolutely stupid decision. We're getting close to the second half now, and I don't know if I can. If I'm having to watch that exact same quality of football, I don't know if I've got the strength to see it out. I don't know if I have the strength to see it out, because that was not good. Was not good. Not a fan. Not a fan. Tell you what though, watching football without commentary is really interesting. Like, I know I say this every stream, but I just don't, like, there's sometimes where I'm just absolutely baffled because I don't know what's going on. Like, but yeah. Hopefully, well, actually, let me check the standings on my bet. I don't think Bruno's won any fouls, and he's definitely not been booked. So he's committed 2 fouls. He hasn't won the 2 fouls yet, and he hasn't been booked. Can I check the stats of the game and see how many? Bro, it's telling me the game's underway. Am I in delay? Is the second half kicked off? What's going on? No, it says I'm live, but it's telling me on the app that the game's underway. What's going on? What's going on? One moment. No way. Because I was about to say, I've been sat here for a while. Am I bugging out? It's telling me the game's underway. Now Sky Sports isn't loading. Bro, we're almost 10 minutes into the second half and Sky Sports hasn't been showing me the game. Nah, that's crazy. We're 53 minutes into... There we go. Right. Well, we're back. Sky Sports just wasn't showing me the game. I don't know what was going on. I hadn't pressed anything. Sky Sports just had me in delay. So, fair enough. I was just watching the adverts when the game was back underway. I thought I was sat there. I thought halftime was going on long, but yeah, you know what? Fair enough. Technical issues for you, man. But yeah, we got Bernardo Silva on the ball now. I don't think there's been any changes. Nunez crosses it, blocked by Shaw, and it's going to go out for a throw-in. Yeah, that was... I'm not too sure what's happened there. That's interesting. But anyway, let me look at the stats. Player stats. Is there a fouls one? No. So I can't even check. Shirky crosses it and it's straight into Pope's hands. Bro, someone could have told me the game was underway though, by the way, like. Thanks for that. Like, I checked Bet365 and it just tells me it's in the 52nd minute, and I'm like, wait a minute, wait a minute, I'm in the adverts right now. Bro, do you know how annoyed I would be if I got the game back live and we were 1-0 down? But luckily it's still 0-0. I didn't miss anything, but that was almost a bit crazy. Murphy's there offside. Bro, I don't even know. I'm still baffled as to how that's happened, you know. But at least I didn't miss anything.
Well, while they're searching for a goal, they can't wait to get this man in action. So unlucky just after he joined to get injured on international duty. So they're still awaiting the official unveiling, really, on the pitch of Johan Wissa. Sounds like it's a distance away. Not a distance, but he's not training with the squad at the moment. So he's still looking at a few weeks. It's a blow for Newcastle because he gives them a different kind of option up front.
Is that a foul by Doku? Nice, Nunes. Brings the ball down. Now it's Nico. He gets it to Bernardo Silva, who finds Doku, who takes a heavy touch, and Newcastle have the ball back. So it's basically the same story as the first half. Voltamada again, 3 in the box from a Murphy cross, but again it's a brilliant save by Donnarumma. Bro, I've got the why is the commentary on? The commentary's not meant to be on. That's not good. I do hope that's yeah, that shouldn't be on. I don't know what's going on. There's clearly some sort of issue going on with my Virgin Go application there. This is a bit of a disaster, I can't lie. Not as much of a disaster as what's going on in the final third for Manchester City. Again, very good save by Donnarumma. Nico G. Now it's Nunes. Now it's Cherki. Bernardo. Foden. Now it's O'Reilly. Foden. Nico. Nunes. Bernardo. Diaz, Vardio, Doku. Foden. Foden crosses it in. Haaland heads it straight into Nick Pope's hands. Again, not good enough. Nick Pope has the ball now. As we approach the hour mark, still Newcastle 0, City 0. Good tackle there by Diaz. Now it's Foden, Doku. He's fouled by Tonali and that's a free kick to City. Nunez. Diaz. We need to hurry up and score a goal, man. This has not been... It's not been enjoyable to watch. Nico. Bernardo Silva. Again, no options. No options to pass. We've got to go backwards. Foul by Joe Linton. Yeah, again, needless from Joe Linton. He's just absolutely barged into him for little to no reason. But, you know, that's his game plan, isn't it? Like, you know that's going to happen. Should probably get booked, but, you know. So you take the free kick, and that's Diaz. Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva hits it long out to Doku. Doku brings it down, runs at Livramento. Goes to take him on, passes it back to Foden, who takes it to Gonzalez, and now it's Bernardo. Vardio. O'Reilly, Foden, Doku. Shirky, Doku. Diaz. Silva. This is like, come on, let's at least try get a shot on goal here. Never mind, Shirky's pass is wayward, but we win it back. Now it's Nunez. Shirky, Foden. Turn, shoot. Why did I tell him to shoot? Why did I tell him to shoot? After what I've seen from him in the first half, why did I tell him to shoot? Because that was a terrible shot. I mean, there wasn't really a pass on, but that's a terrible, terrible shot. And we need to wake up. We really do need to wake up. It's not good enough at all. Because Newcastle catches on one counter-attack and score. That's exactly what's going to happen here. Just get everything. Look, we've had 12 shots, 3 on target, and they've had 4 shots, 3 on target, so it just shows we're being wasteful. O'Reilly. Bruno. Shot, goal, 1-0. Harvey Barnes 1-0. It's 1-0. Where's the thingy? It's terrible. What did I say? What did I literally just say? What were the exact words that just came out of my mouth? What were the exact words that just came out of my mouth? Newcastle hit us on one counter attack and score. And what did I just watch happen? Bruno literally just ran through everybody. Terrible clearance by O'Reilly. Joe Linton brings it down. Bruno takes it past 2, passes it to Barnes, then gets it again, then lays it off to Barnes. Barnes shoots and puts it into the bottom corner, and it's 1-0 to Newcastle. And that was always going to happen because we've been absolutely wasteful in front of goal. Foden and Haaland both should have scored. Foden should have 2. Haaland should have scored. It should be 3-1 by now. We should be nowhere near in this game, but we're 1-0 down instead because we're just not good enough. Just not good enough. Simple as that. Simple as that. We just have not been good enough. And it's not even like Newcastle have been good either. We've just been so far off it. So far off it. Like, you wouldn't believe this team won 3-0 at Liverpool 2 weeks ago. And then what? Won 4-1 against Dortmund? Or was it 3-1 against Dortmund? 4-1 against Dortmund, even 4-1 against Dortmund and 3-1 against Bournemouth. You wouldn't expect all of that because we're playing absolutely terrible today, and it's basically the exact same team. Where's Nunes? Hopefully that no, it doesn't inspire us because Nunes has played a terrible pass through the midfield, and now Newcastle can come Newcastle again. Foden's fouled Jolinson. Newcastle get a free kick. This is diabolical. This is absolutely diabolical. I don't really understand what's going on in front of me. I don't understand why we're playing so bad. But I told you, we keep being wasteful. Newcastle get one attack and they score. So blatant. So blatant. Gonzalez, Foden. Now it's Doku. Terrible pass from Doku. Now it's Tonali. Nico wins it back. Cherki. Bernardo Silva. 66 minutes on the clock and it's still 1-0 to Newcastle. What is this? Now it's Doku. Round Tonali, crosses, but it hits off Shaw and it goes out for a corner. And we're not going to beat the first man with a corner, are we? Because our corners have been terrible. But Cherki goes out to take the corner. And I'm not very optimistic for it, if I'm being totally honest. Cherki whips it in. Headed away by Voldemar. But it's now Doku still in the box. Gets a second cross in. Haaland heads it. Cherki. Shoot Cherki. Diaz. Yes! Yes! Ruben Diaz 1-1. 1-1. We've scored from a corner, kind of. A little bit. Not really. But we've equalised and it's Ruben Diaz that gets the goal. That was really, really scrappy, but I don't care. I don't care how the goal comes. We've got it. Ruben, his nose is bleeding as well. I'm not really too sure what's happened there. Let's see the replay of this. So the corner comes in. It's headed by Voltemada, but it's only as far as Doku, who's still in the box. He beats Barnes, crosses it in again. Haaland doesn't really get there. Cherki then has a shot. It's blocked by Hall, and then Diaz just hits it on the volley, and I think that hits... Is that Shaw at the back? Oh no, it's Shaw. He hits it, goes through Shaw's legs, but as he goes to close his legs, the ball sneaks through, and then it goes into the back of Nick Pope's net. So bam, Ruben Diaz equalises 1-1. So, you know, when your attackers want to be wasteful, you've got to send your centre-back up to go score. But now here come Newcastle. Newcastle 1, City 1. Now Newcastle have a corner. Diaz is off the pitch because he's seeking medical attention for his nose that's bleeding, and he's not too happy about it because we've got a centre-back off the pitch when we've got to defend a corner now. Diaz is back on the pitch and he rushes towards the box. And he is able to join up with the rest of the team in the box to defend this corner just after equalising. It's another player to add to the score sheet for City this season. Ruben Diaz. Corner comes in. Headed away and out for another corner. Out for another corner. I think that was headed out again by Diaz. So Tonali out there to take another corner. Corner comes in. Headed off the line by Vardiol. Hall heads it back, it knocks it back in, but it's taken by Vardiol. It's Barnes now. And now it's Murphy with the cross. You know what happens next. Voltemada is off the line by And they've scored. And they've scored again. Is that Harvey Barnes again? Harvey Barnes has made it 2-1. Harvey Barnes has made it 2-1 because we can't defend. What am I watching? What am I actually watching? Someone needs to inform me what sort of sick joke I'm watching unfold in front of me right now. Because Harvey Barnes has a brace. Harvey Barnes, of all players, has a brace right now. I can't remember the last time I watched Harvey Barnes play a good game and he's bagged a brace. And we just kept struggling to deal with getting the ball out of the box from this corner. We just didn't want to deal with it. Murphy's cross comes in. It's headed by Voltamada. It's attacked by Guimaraes, who's potentially offside, but is then knocked down by Barnes, and he puts it into the back of the net. So I think that goal is going to stand, and it's going to be 2-1 to Newcastle, because I don't think Guimaraes definitely gets touched the ball, but I don't think he was offside. I don't think so. I'm gonna assume that that's been given. And it has been given. Oh, actually, wait, no, has it? I don't know what's going on. Have they given the goal, or have they not given the goal? Because I don't even know if Guimaraes is offside myself. We're gonna draw the lines now. Is he offside? Can you draw the lines, please? Can we please draw the lines? We're able to get the lines drawn, please. They didn't even draw the lines, bro. I don't even know what's going on. Yuli, can you stop spamming random phrases in the chat? I'm trying to work out whether this goal has been given or not. Like, they didn't even draw the lines. Can they show me whether it was offside? Bro, is this offside or not? Can somebody show me, please? They showed the still, but I want the lines. Someone draw the lines. Like, am I gonna have to get the? I've got a marker pen here somewhere. Am I gonna have to draw the lines myself? Omar, where's my marker pen? Because I've got one here. I'll draw the lines myself if I can find it. Oh, I've lost my marker pen. I can't even do my own. I've got a biro pen here. We might be able to do it with that. I might have to draw the lines myself. Because they're not showing me the line. This has been going on for 3 minutes. Have they given the goal? Yeah, they have given the goal. So it is 2-1. And Harvey Barnes has a brace. But they still haven't shown me the line. So I don't know how far onside he is. What am I watching? We're terrible. So yeah, 2-1 Newcastle. Oh, man. That's Foden. Shirky. He's about to get chopped down. Plays a terrible ball to Haaland. Like, I can't name one player that's played good. Other than Doku in the first half. Other than that, I don't really have much answers for what I'm watching. This is appalling. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Oh, man. Oh, here comes Harvey Barnes. If Harvey Barnes scores a hat-trick, I'm turning the TV off. I don't even care. Like, I don't make the rules, right? But I refuse to sit and watch a Harvey Barnes hat-trick. So I'm just putting it out there right now. He scores again and this TV's going off. Donnarumma's now been booked. So, one moment, let me just check how long... Oh, so... Savinho's coming on the pitch! We're losing and he's bringing on Savinho! Nah. I'm done. We're losing and he's bringing on Savinho. Bodie's lost it. Bodie's lost the plot. He's lost the plot. We're losing and he's bringing on Savinho. He's bringing on Savinho for Doku. Doku's been our best player. What is he doing? Why is he doing that? Why? I don't want to watch Savinho play football. We've got Vinders coming on for Bernardo Silva. And Oscar Bob's probably coming on for Ryan Shirky, I'm going to guess. I'm going to guess. And I can't even find where Bernardo Silva is. So that should have all updated, but yeah, I'm not. I have to watch Savinho play football. If Savinho scores, I'm not celebrating. I'm putting it out there. I'm just putting it like. If Savinho scores, I'm not. It's not happening. Well, he's not scoring anyway because he's terrible. But even if he does score, now we're 2-1 down and he's brought on Savinho. I don't believe what I'm seeing. Like he could have brought on Marmoush, and that's really about it. Really, he could have brought on Marmoush, but he brought on Savinho. He actually brought on our 2 worst wingers this season instead of Marmoush. Like, I'm not saying Marmoush is great off the left, but it's better than Savinho. Savinho's now got the ball. Savinho's put a cross in. Oscar Bob touches it down. It's now Nunes. Nunes crosses it in. It misses Vardio. We're still terrible. It's Oscar Bob now. He's also allergic to taking people on. So Bob's allergic to taking people on and Savinho's allergic to beating his man. It is now Savinho on the ball. He passes sideways to Vardio. Nunes. Vinders. Nunes. Oh, this is not. It's not enjoyable. O'Reilly, Savinho. Savinho struggling to beat his man, so he has to pass it sideways. Like, I've watched him stand up and size up Livramento 3 times, and not once has he attempted to beat him because he just knows he can't. And we go to Savinho again. Is it? Can we stop passing the ball to him? He's not going to do anything with it. Now Savinho again. I just don't have any word. My knowledge of the English language is not vast enough for me to describe verbally what I'm seeing right now. Nice. Diaz is now taking heavy touches under no pressure. Savinho's offside, which is helpful when O'Reilly's under pressure. Foden's just took the worst first touch known to man. And Nico Gonzalez is about to get booked. I can't be bothered. Like, I just don't get it. I don't get what I'm watching. We should have been 3-0 up in the first half. And then let me actually see. Let me check right now how long we were level for, right? Let me just check right now. We were level for 2 minutes. They're finally drawing the line. That's his arm! Okay, he is onside. He is onside. He is onside. Fair enough. He was onside. They've drawn the lines for me now. I see that. We're good. But yeah, we were level for 2 minutes. 2 minutes. We couldn't go 2 minutes. And the funny thing is, they got that corner literally off of kickoff as well. So realistically, we weren't even level. We were level for less than 2 minutes because they had a. Oh, Savinho's failed to beat his man. He's just. Oh man. I can't do it. I was happy with us losing this game, but now we're losing this game and I'm watching Savinho play. Like, the performances from Haaland, Shirky and Foden were bad enough. I now have to watch Savinho. Like, my expectations for this performance from him were on the floor when he came on, and he's okay. Now here they come again. Go on, pass to Harvey Barnes and let him get his third. Go on. Harvey Barnes is in. No, good tackle by Nunez. I would have destroyed this whole setup if Harvey Barnes had scored there. I'm gonna be so real. Like, it's just I can't be bothered. We've got 8 minutes left to score to at least equalise, and I don't see that happening. Now it's Savinho. Savinho's still struggling to beat his man. I actually had to go from watching Doku against Conor Bradley to this Savinho cameo. Now we've got Bob, who again doesn't really look too happy with taking a man on either. Nunez, Oscar Bob shoots and just hits it straight into Joe Linton. It's just not enjoyable. Is that Vinders now? Gonzalez, Bob, Vinders. This is embarrassing. Like, this is really, really bad. And we don't even look to want to put the ball into the box. Alright, we've put the ball into the box now, and Botman's the first one to get to it. Foden takes a terrible touch once again. Foden needs to be banned from entering the box for the rest of this game. You've got Tonali running in behind Vardio, and he's beat Vardio. Tonali's still got the ball. And it's luckily a goal kick. If that was a corner, I would have lost my mind. Okay, good news. I have some good news. Harvey Barnes is being subbed off so he cannot complete his hat-trick. That's the first bit of good news I've had all evening. Now, the bad news is I still have to watch Savinho play. But I just don't have to worry about Harvey Barnes getting a hat-trick. It's just not good, man. It's just not good. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I'm better at football than Savinho. Is what I will say. Is one thing I'll say. I am better at football than Savinho. Bernardo Silva's not been good today either. When he was on the pitch, it wasn't good from Bernardo. Like literally all the players I complimented before the game kicked off have played absolutely atrocious. But then again, all the players I didn't compliment before the game started have played atrocious. Please don't pass to Savinho. He's crossed it to nobody! Stop passing him the ball! Please! Stop passing him the ball! I don't want to watch it anymore. I'm going to start closing my eyes every time he touches the ball because I can't do it. I can't do it. We've got a Foden corner now which is going to go straight into the first man. I can already tell you for free. So that's good. The corner comes in. Savinho, pass over the ball, please. Why did he bring him on the pitch? Like he's got so much time to take a touch, and he just volleys it over the bar. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. Omar Mamouche is now on the pitch. And I'm going to guess that's for Haaland. I would have happily seen him sub Savinho straight back off after that. No, it was for Foden, who was just as bad. I can't even be bothered to change the lineup graphic. You just remember Foden's not on the pitch and it's Mamouche because this is. I mean, it's not like he's going to do anything because they're just going to keep passing the ball to Savinho. Mamouche does have the ball. It's in the defense. It's in our half. Oh my god. Why? Just why is this happening? Now Savinho's on the ball. Again, he's afraid to take on his man because he knows he can't beat him. Now it's Bob, who's also not going to take his man on. Diaz, don't do... Okay. Savinho again. Is he going to take on Livramento? Is he going to take him on? No. No, he's not. No, he's not. I could have told you that before he even touched the ball. Diaz again, and he's probably going to pass it straight. No, he didn't. He tried to cross it into the box, and you'll never guess what. Newcastle head it clear. We have the ball again, though, and it is Diaz again. He's probably going to pass to Savinho. He does pass to Savinho. Come on, please. Try to at least take Livramento on. He has. He's beat. No, he hasn't beat him. No, he has not beat him. I apologise. I spoke too soon. Of course, Savinho has not beat his man. We've got Vinders on the corner now. Hopefully, he can beat the first man from this corner. Because I'm this close to losing my mind. Oh, man. No, he went short to Savinho. Who's then literally giving it straight to Newcastle? Why is he on the pitch? Oh, my God. Jacob Murphy still has the ball. Savinho's the worst player I've ever seen. I'm sorry. This is... Nah, I'm tweeting that. I just don't know. I just don't know anymore. I don't know what to say. I can't put into words how much of a displeasure I'm having watching Savinho play football. I was pretty content with losing until he came on the pitch, and he just made matters 10 times worse for me. Is there anyone out there defending him? Is there anyone out there that's defending Savinho? Because I'd like to hear from you. Anyone out there defending Savinho? I'd like to hear from you. I would like to hear your arguments in defense for Savinho being a professional football player, because I can't. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I the not knowing what to do part is kind of, I guess, how Savinho feels when he's told to take his man on. He doesn't know what to do. It's O'Reilly. He's now passed it to Savinho. We've got 8 minutes. Savinho's crossed it straight into Nick Pope. Please, please, somebody put me out of my misery. I cannot keep watching this. I cannot keep watching Savinho terrorise this football pitch, and not in a good way. Like, it's Donnarumma's now on the floor. Savinho is playing on. Well, Donnarumma best be back up on his feet while Vinders is carrying this ball forward. Because if we lose the ball and they hoof it into the back of the net from their own half, I'm done. I'm so done. My head's gone. My head's so gone. Like, the rest of my body's here, and my head's all the way is gone. It's all the way up there. Like, here. Actually, no, here. This is where my head is, and then like up here, like about here. That's probably where my head is. Probably maybe a bit higher up here. Maybe like completely off screen, because I can't, like, this. Got Vinders on the corner though. Corner comes in. Savinho hit this on the volley, I swear to God. No, he's passed it to Vinders. Vinders passes it to Omar. Nunez. Oh, he's passed to Savinho. Savinho crosses it in. Oscar Bob, shoot! Someone shoot! Why did he not shoot? It can't go on like this. It surely cannot. Blow the whistle. I don't care if there's 7 in-game minutes still to be played. End it now. It's over. In my books, it's over. The game's over. The game was over as soon as Savinho came on the pitch. I'm being brutally honest. Like he's shite. He's so bad. Like, he is so bad. I'm quite frankly appalled at what is taking place on my TV screen right now. I can't name one player that's played good. Like, I actually can't. Donnarumma made some good saves, actually. Donnarumma. I think Nunez hasn't been great. Diaz has been alright. Vardio, meh. O'Reilly, meh. Foden's was absolutely disgraceful. Like, that was the worst Foden performance I think I've ever watched. It was... Oh, man. It's not even the fact we're losing. It's the fact I said Savinho is coming on the pitch and bad things are going to happen. And it's just got worse, bro. It's like I don't know what to say. Like, I don't know what to say anymore. It's... Okay, we've got the ball with Nunez. We're still playing with zero urgency. Savinho's on the ball now. Savinho loses the ball. Well, to be fair, he was fouled by Joe Linton. So I can't really criticise him there. Joe Linton's basically grabbed him by the scruff of the neck. But I just can't, like... I can't do it. Can't do it. Joe Linton has finally been booked, and would you believe it or not, that's only his 3rd booking of the season. It's truly quite remarkable. O'Reilly now. Vardio. Nunez. Oscar Bob. Again, not going to take his man on. He has crossed it in though, and it falls to absolutely nobody in a blue shirt, and Newcastle clear it. Vardio has now missed the ball. Now it's Savinho. Now it's Diaz, Nunes, Oscar Bob. Oscar Bob in the box now. He can cross it. No, he don't. Why would you not just put that across the box? Because now we've got a corner we're going to do nothing from. Oh. All right, this time we're going short, I think. No, we're not. No, we're not. Never mind. We are playing it into the box. We got 3 minutes left until I'm put out of my misery. Nunes. Vinders crosses it in and it's out for a City throw-in. I'm still trying to think of a player that I think's played overly well other than Donnarumma. Because this has been a car crash. This is bad. Do you know what I mean? Nah, do you know what it is? Savinho plays like Ramsey on pro clubs. That's what it is. But like you've got to remember, Savinho's like, nah. This is the fourth. I just don't even want to like. Can we just get these 2 minutes, these final 2 minutes over and done with? Yudi, I don't know. Yudi, I fundamentally do not know why you're talking in chat right now when you got it crashed at you by Nottingham Forest at Anfield earlier this afternoon. I just would like to make that one abundantly clear to you. I don't even know what's going on. There's a stoppage. I don't know why there's a stoppage. Just get the ball in play. Oh wait, it's because Nick Pope's taken. Nah. We've made Nick Pope look competent today. Well, I mean, I said the game was going to end 2-1 in my TikTok earlier. I just didn't. I kind of just got the teams mixed up, if I'm being totally honest. Yeah, this. I think it's absolutely criminal though that he brought Bob and Savinho on, who have been our two worst attackers this season. As soon as we concede, Diaz is now lumping crosses into the box, and O'Reilly's headed it out, and that's basically game over. That is game over. That's game over. Do I have any closing thoughts? No. Not any positive ones anyway. I don't think there's anything positive I can say about the 98 minutes of football I've just watched. I think the best part of this game for me was when I thought it was still the ad break and Sky had me in delay. That was the best part of the 90 minutes today. I think if I'm being totally honest with you. Anything else I saw, I was shown against my will. We have a free kick now, and this is the only time I've seen us rush to do anything. And watch you just get lumped straight onto someone wearing white and black. I'm telling you right now. This game is making me want to go on Ultimate Team and discard my FC Pro Savinho. Oscar Bob, bring that down. Never mind. Nah. Alanga's free. If we let Alanga score his first goal of the season, nah. Ooh, blow the whistle, please. Blow the whistle. I don't want to watch this anymore. Blow the whistle, please. The game's over. Yes. That was painful. And I hope you all enjoyed my misery. Because that was the worst 90 minutes I've watched since we lost to Villa. And that was last month. So that's the worst 90 minutes I've watched in a month. Thank you, Pep Guardiola, for that. I want to thank Phil Foden. I want to thank Savinho. I want to thank Phil Foden, Savinho, and Pep Guardiola for that awful viewing experience. They're the three people I want to thank for that. I don't know. That's the end of the watch long, I think. Because I don't really have much to add to that. Like the only positive again I'm taking from this is Harvey Barnes did not score a hat trick. Do you know what I'm trying to say?